I can't hear you. I'm doing this on Chrome. I usually do it on Safari. I don't know if you're hearing me back. I'm just hearing really taking. Sorry, wait a second.
Test 1, 2. How's that?
Cool. I can hear you good now.
Okay. All right, cool. Great. I think Jim is Jim's doing a vision quest in New Mexico right now. Like right about now, he's like chewing on some peyote. And
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'd recommend that, but
he's like full out Carlos Castaneda right now. I mean, he is. You know, he does these vision quests in New Mexico.
He wrote a book about the last one, but I have not yet yet read it.
Yeah. So I took some interest in it, and he sent me a great big giant email about how he was gonna like go in a sweat lodge and
wow
and saw his spirit animal, and
he talked quite a bit about that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. So he's having fun. So that means you and I get some quality time.
Right.
How is your voice? How are things going?
Things are going good. It's feeling more secure. I mean, it's feeling in a way it hasn't felt before. And I'm doing the exercise, going up some of these notes, and then I get to a place. I'm finding I'm balancing this concept in my mind, which I imagine they're probably actually two very different things. But cry mode makes me think to sort of like back off, and then compress more makes me think like not bear down, but add more compression. I don't know if that's an okay way of thinking. Again, it's feeling secure, and I'm going up into. It's feeling secure in more areas, and I'm liking, I'm very much liking the progress and the journey.
Cool. When we last worked together, we were. Do you have your product up and running by chance?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we last worked together, we did some fun stuff around. After getting a little bit warmed up, we then did where you were just phonating an open vowel, I believe, over. No, you were accompanying yourself, and you were sort of improvising a melody on some open vowels, I believe.
Yes.
Did you work on that idea?
Yeah, I continued. You suggested that I combine that with, because I think when I was doing that, there was a lot of air, and you said you want to do the same thing. What we worked on then was more compression, and then the assignment, the thing that I was to focus on then was doing some of these specific, the warm-ups, the track and track, the track and release, the nasal warm-ups. There's 3 that I do. And then the other ones were attack and release, quack and release, and track and release. Those were the other ones for me to focus on. And you said, and then go into what I do. That's still sort of the thing I do in terms of like, I'll sit down at the piano, I'll play chords, and then I'll sing notes. But now I'm thinking of using more compression and doing that ideally after I do at least the nasal warm-ups, or maybe the nasal warm-ups and these other. I mean, I feel strong after I do the exercises from the program. I mean, it is amazing.
Okay. Have you warmed up?
Yeah, I warmed up earlier today, and then a couple of hours ago I started doing some more warm-up, and I thought, is my voice getting a little tired now? So then I backed off. I wasn't sure what maybe I did more today since I knew I was going to see you than I would ordinarily do. So I backed off of it maybe an hour and a half ago.
Um, riff. Let me hear you just do some warm-ups. Do track and release. Do track and release. So buzz on a nasal and release into a vowel.
Okay. Should I play the program or take it or accompany myself or take it from a certain note?
Don't think it really matters much.
Okay.
I'm inclined to say from the content if it's set up and ready to go.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, and I'll play from the beginning of the track. So track and release.
Yeah.
The onset.
Yeah. Yeah. With some good old fashioned thinned out prime mode on that vowel.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I will play it. Let me know how the audio of the program is and my singing.
Pause.
Pause the program.
Stop.
Yep.
You get your resonance forward. Your resonance is bright,
Okay.
pink, ringy, singy,
Okay.
up front.
Okay.
Here. Go. Yes. Let's do quack and release onsets.
Cool.
So we get that compression. And then real slow, real thin, super laser thin, hyper compressed, and then get your tongue forward too, because you're retracting your tongue. I'm getting this. I want to cry in that better.
Okay, cool. It just squeezed out your last note. The audio disappeared, but I heard the beginning of it.
Is my audio coming through okay?
Everything was okay, but just as I could tell you were extending the note and it cut you off for the last 4 or 5 seconds.
Checking my settings. Hang on.
Okay.
Background speech, auto, low, faint background noises, high background speech. No, I want low. Okay, this should make it a little better. Okay.
Great.
Real slow. Quack and release onset, real super slow. What's your note? What's your note, Eric? We had a note. It was E flat, I believe it was.
Oh, E flat. Okay. Should I do it with the program in the same place or from the piano or
You know what?
just from that note?
Bad call on the program. What I meant was track and release the workout,
Copy,
not
yeah.
the onsets. But you went into the onsets. It's fine. So
I see.
Since you're just doing the onsets,
Okay.
I'll cue you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's just the onset. All right, so that's fine. Let's just do the. Don't worry about the product at the tracks at the moment. So
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm an octave low or high.
actually, you're an octave low, but now you are on pitch and on frequency, but that was my mistake. We need to go back down to. And then that. audio coming through okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Great now.
Take your time on this thing. Surgeon.
Okay.
Right. You notice when you released your resonance, released your vowel, did you notice for a moment it kind of fell back just for a little bit? Did you notice that? And then you caught it and pushed it back forward.
Cool. Yeah.
Got to be conscious of that.
Okay.
That resonance falls back into that dopey position. One, it sounds dopey. Two, it'll fatigue the hell out of you.
Okay.
Right, keep it forward. It's bright and pingy, which is great for singing, but it also is a healthier position. Good to see you. Good to see that you're getting on your feet. That's good.
Cool.
I like that. I'm picking on you a little bit. That was a little touch. I was a little bit grindy. That was a little bit. I'd give it an A minus, but it was a little bit. Sort of like you kind of giving it weight and you don't need to. Just let it flow, man. Nice and light. That was flat, but you get the point. Okay. Do you recall in the program there's some time, there's actually an onset that starts with fry. We call it the light mass onset. We talk a little bit about light mass phonations. Remember reading some things about that? Maybe seeing
I do, yes. Yep.
It's sort of like the minimum viable product.
Okay.
All right. So it's just enough phonation that it's amplified, the vocal folds are reducted. It's 100% valid and certified phonation, so to speak, but with no additional weight or push into it. Okay, so we call that the light mass phonation. Just enough to give you a full product, but nothing more.
Okay.
Whereas if we were like really jamming and we were a little excited, or for other reasons, I suppose, we could lean into that a little bit more. But I don't want to do that right now. Let's keep it floating. All right. Very common that when the student releases the vowel, that resonance wants to fall back into that, whoa, shit, it wants to go back to that position. That's we call that the attractor state, the state at which the voice is attracted to go to. The attractor state, too often, is in a dopey, throaty position because that's where we speak.
Okay.
So the tongue and the articulators have a tendency to kind of line up in such a way to suck all the resonance down to that dopey position. But in some regards, singing is much more complex and well, it's exotic compared to speech. So holding it forward in these exotic positions aren't as intuitive, but just be aware of it. You're doing great. You're doing great. Those are pretty good. Those are all A minuses. All right.
Okay.
Not bad. B, this is what you gave me. Let's not forget to cry. Yeah, I'm gonna sing it up front, yeah. Right? Great. Very nice. That one right there. I've been sick for about a week or so, so I'm a little swollen on my folds. But anyways,
Sorry.
cry.
Okay.
Great. So. Great. Bottom up. Let's get up to that. Let's come up to that that B again and tune in a little bit more at in your B. Not a great example, but tune in a little bit more at.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're a little flat. When you tune in
Mm-hmm.
you tune at-ishness into most vowels, you can fix a lot of flatness. As in flat, fix flatness a lot. Interesting enough. If you're going to do what we call an active vowel modification, meaning you're conscientiously trying to modify the vowel at the top to shift, form it, and make things sit better, which is what you were doing. It's got to be subtle.
Okay.
The presentation vowel color is what?
Or A.
Well, don't give me a diphthong.
The presentation. Not what we're modifying. The actual one is
presentation. The presentation, meaning what we are presenting to the listener,
is
which would infer that we might be singing a lyric, steak and eggs, which means they have to understand what we're trying to say. So the presentation color, or the training vowel, and the presentation color is what? It's without a diphthong, please. Pure vowel. You almost had it.
A.
Yeah, there you go. That's the presentation color because the lyric is steak and eggs.
Okay.
Right? And it also has to be the training vowel.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll just maddening. It can be confusing unless you're more advanced student like you are. We still have to colorize that vowel the higher we go. We still have to actively and passively when we're not thinking about it, but with training it just comes through. We have to, today we're training at the moment. So we're going to actively play with, you got to actively modify that vowel as you change frequencies, especially if we're going in this direction.
Okay.
To keep it from choking, being flat, and all kinds of stuff, which you already are aware of. So think of it this way. 85%, it's a cocktail, okay? Just like I take paint in the visual medium, I take green and I mix it with blue and I get, what, turquoise or something, okay? In the audio medium, it's the same with our vowels. We mix these vowels.
Okay.
So the audience has to think they're hearing steak and eggs, but what they're really hearing is ish blend.
Okay.
Not even aware of it. So 85% A with 15% A blended in gets something like not a good example because my voice is very tired, but I know you get the point. So you do it back.
Okay.
Right. Now, in that blended vowel, in that cocktail vowel, just on the C, sing steak and eggs. Steak and eggs. It sounds perfectly. Nobody would ever doubt that that wasn't steak and eggs.
Okay.
The consonants that are wrapping around the vowel subconsciously makes the ear hear, oh, that's steak and eggs because it sounds like steak and eggs. The consonants are playing a big part in that illusion.
Right.
But if you just go, eh, then you remove the consonants, you can kind of hear that pure vowel, and you're hearing sort of a blend. And were you to say steak and eggs, the vowel steak and eggs, the vowel that you're speaking, the speaking vowel is very different than that singing vowel up on the up on the C. Okay. I mean, I'm sort of geeking out a little bit, but we're having a little conversation about vowels.
Great.
The audience needs to understand what you're trying to say. It's got to make sense with the lyrics. It can't get too wacky.
Right.
But we still have to, like, it's a balancing trick. So you still have to add enough so that you can get through the formants and stuff. All right, keep going. You're doing great. Yeah. Nice. Top down.
Starting with and coming down to,
Starting with the vowel, the resonance tuning that's appropriate for C sharp and the presentation vowel of A.
Okay.
I know it's weird, but that's the language we speak. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Great. And the lower you go down in frequency, the closer the singing vowel matches a speaking vowel.
Okay, cool.
The higher you go up in frequency, the more freaky the physics gets, the more freaky the physiology gets, the more we get out of the whole audio and physical comfort zone, which is founded in speech. Okay? The higher we go, the more fantastical and tricky and complex shit gets physically.
Okay.
With the body and with the stuff.
Okay,
So
cool.
simple way of saying that, the higher you go, the more you gotta like twist the vowels and try to create the more of an illusion you have to juggle. It's more difficult. That's one reason why it's more difficult to sing high notes because the vowel tunings get very, very, very intricate and tricky, and the physiology of sustaining that stuff up there without killing yourself gets tricky.
And is it, Coach, is it always narrowing? I heard you say narrowing, or in one of your lectures you talked about, or it's just modification in some way.
Both.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Always going to modify, usually going to narrow.
Cool.
Must modify.
Hmm.
Must modify because that's playing with physics. And neither you or me or any program are going to help or are going to change anything about, you know, the duality of quantum particles or any of that stuff, right? That's physics, right? So like that shit's not going, gravity isn't going to change for you and me. Physics is an absolute. Whether my upper vocal track, I'm going to modify that particular presentation vowel on a C sharp 4 or not, that's a little more subjective. Different, different voice types, different anatomy. You might not want to narrow as much and maybe shout it more. Might want to narrow it more and make it more sweet and controlled, but you lose a lot of volume when you narrow.
I see.
It's more of a subjective decision, but you don't get a choice with the physics of sound.
Okay.
Right? So if like this is F4. Do I have a choice of ever changing that? Like, am I ever going to change the sound wave pattern on an F4?
Nope.
On every single F4, on every single harpsichord and piano and keyboard on the planet today, that is the same sound wave pattern. Whether we like it or not. So we become a slave to the physics, but the rest of the stuff we can be creative with. Okay, let's try it from B flat to that F.
Going up.
Yeah. So, and you're gonna bridge a little bit here, okay? Try your vowel. Try twisting into the ah-ishness.
Okay.
Very well done. Now let's very consciously going into that F. Let's very consciously thin cry into it. I think you do have some thinning. There is some cry in that, but you weren't consciously thinking about it. Now let's just see what happens when you're really trying hard to cry into it. Also, on descending your glissando, on the descending glissando, slow down.
Okay.
Slow and controlled when we're training.
Up. Start with up.
From the top down.
Okay.
Perfect. Top down. I love it. I think it's really well done. And you get let's do that F sharp again. Let's get picky a little bit. On that F sharp again, which that sounded good, I'll give you an A. I'll give you an A plus if you can narrow your embouchure a little bit. So from this to a little more narrow. horizontal embouchure is a form of narrowing, and it also helps you amplify a little bit more. Top down. Yay! Yay! That's G to C4, middle C. It's when we're being analytical about it, like we are right now, you can clearly hear that it's more at-ish on top than it is.
Okay.
As it gets lower, it gets a little bit more pure A-ish, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right from the bottom up. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Again, don't sweep. When you go fast, you're sweeping. That has a benefit. You can practice sweeps, but it develops a different motor skill. Sirens are slow. Slow it down.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a sweep. Slow it down. You're sweeping because subconsciously it's easier to get to the destination. Subconsciously.
Right.
If you slow it down, it's like at the gym. It's like when you slow it down, you're purposely isolating.
Okay.
And you can't cheat yourself.
Okay.
Like you have to get that modification. You can feel that modification moving nice and slow.
Okay.
Yeah. Still too fast.
Too fast. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's a better speed for the purpose of training and making it challenging. Do it again. Then take in more air.
Okay.
Just slow down. Maybe you need to tank up a little more.
Mhm. Okay.
Better. Top down. Oh shit. Yeah, good. Onsets and sirens, baby.
Great.
Good job, Eric. You have a good voice. You have a good instrument for this.
Thank you, Coach.
One of the reminder and the lesson reminders that we're getting today, I think, is that in the technique and the onsets and sirens and the work that we do here, to remember to do them nice and slow.
Okay. Yep.
Slow and controlled so you get more out of it. It's fair, just like you're a drummer, correct?
Yeah,
Or
I play some more piano and guitar, but some drums. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're playing guitar back in the day when you're a kid or whatever, maybe sometimes you still catch yourself doing it. You just like riffing really fast because it's fun and you're just like going super fast. And then first time you get in front of like a professional guitar coach, somebody that's really awesome, probably one of the first things they ever said to you was, slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually like, slow down, find your frets, feel the frets, go really super slow for a week and clean it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then slowly speed it up. You know, and then you're getting those nice clean Ingve arpeggios, right? So voice training is the same way, especially when you're doing something like sirens. If you go really super fast, then you never like it's cheat code.
Okay.
Subconsciously. Slow it down, you force yourself to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Great. Cool.
All right. That's all we got today.
Wonderful.
But I enjoyed working with you. It's really fun.
Likewise, it's a absolute pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great session.
You're welcome so much. Hopefully we'll see you again next month.
Yes, I will see you then. First Friday. That's our regular slot, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.